Hello Aries, welcome to Eyes to See Tarot and your freestyle general read for the upcoming weeks ahead. This is a general reading. It doesn't revolve around love and relationships, but if it comes up in the reading, I'll be sure to let you know. This is a self-progressive channel, so I like to center most of my readings on you, not what's happening, because you're in control of that, but to seize control over what it is that we have control over. Okay, so your current energies are coming out a little bit all over the place, I gotta be honest with you, and that came out earlier. Okay, so honestly, this is a lot of cards for the current energy, so I'm going to try to condense it as good as I can. But you're in your element, aren't you? Some truths have come out. I'm kind of in my feelings about it. I'm accepting some things that I'll probably never have that thing, right? That particular thing. But I'm not getting the feeling of failure again and again and again and again. I'm feeling that something kind of happened that kind of awakened you to the idea. You know, it exposed some things that you might have not had the opportunity to understand before. And I want to say at times like these, you know, it's kind of perfectly all right to be in your feelings. Something didn't work out, but because this energy and this thing has come to your reading, we're going to go ahead and see what was behind the scenes and all that, right, Aries? Okay. So like I said, bottom of the deck, it seems to be the Nine of Pentacles, which means you're kind of in your element. It's kind of look at the consequences of my actions kind of thing. So believe it or not, this is directly reflective of you, and that's why this is a self-progressive channel. I'm not necessarily picking on you. I'm just trying to help you see. Okay. So I'm getting the feeling of long term. So I had my eye on this wonderful thing, long term thing. I was going to invest in it. I was going to put in it. I might have actually invested a lot of time into it previously. Okay. Excuse the analogy. Any nurses out there know exactly what I'm talking about. So you go into nursing school, right? I want to be a nurse. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a nurse. So you get in there, you get in the books, you get in the study, you get in everything, and you are just acing it. And you're not going out with your friends, and you're not hanging out, and you're not drinking at the bar anymore. You're going to be a nurse, right? You're investing a lot of time and energy and money into it. This is long term. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And then you pass. And it just seems like your only job is to clean up bedpans. And this is not what I had in mind at all. And you're kind of accepting, like the truth comes out. I'm kind of accepting it. I'm getting to the point where I am emotionally charged over it. Don't get me wrong. Let's see what else we got. But this could be anything. This could be a relationship. This could be children. This could be, you know, and I babysat somebody else's kids. You know, this could be a trip somewhere. And I realize I can't bring my dog. And I'm not going. You got to be kidding me. Really? So, let's see. I want to see specifically more about the Four of Cups, and I don't know why it's calling to me so hard. But Aries, it is. So we're going to look at it for what it is, right? All right. Give me more about this Four of Cups, please, in the reverse. Yeah, you. The Hierophant in the reverse. I'm getting it again, and I might be a little dogmatic in my thinking, but this again reiterates they didn't teach us this in preschool. No, they didn't. Not one course did they say that this old person was going to throw his ice cup at me. No, they didn't. How about the Queen of Cups? The Emperor in reverse. Okay, so I have, wow. I have a lot of reversals. Like, did you think that you could control it? Did you think you could control the situation? I feel overly critical, should I say, at this. Looking at this makes me feel overly critical. You got to take the good with the bad, you know, and whereas it might not have been for you per se, there are so many other things about that job or about that relationship or about that endeavor that was just earth-shattering, life-changing, beneficial, helpful, giving. And everything comes with a sacrifice, right? Or, I mean, were you just willing to sacrifice time and energy and money? I'm feeling that you being in your feelings about this thing is kind of like a prerequisite. Mentally, you expect it to change. And not just change for you, but to change across the board for everybody. Like, I'm going to change the world, but I'm just saying that there needs to be a busboy. Like when I was waiting tables, there was a busboy to come clean up all this. And I didn't have to get my hands dirty. All I had to do was take the orders, and that was it. Maybe there should be a nurse's aide for their nurses. You understand? So I'm feeling like there's this, feels like animosity. It feels like something that is your like I'm going to change something just because I don't like it, right? And where you're at right now, it seems like they say that if you don't like something, you don't change minimum wage at McDonald's. You move to a place that pays what you want to be paid, right? And it seems like you're already there, Aries. To be honest with you, I'm going to lean towards job and career, but this could very well be anything. You understand? It could be that, you know, I've always I've always kicked things when I got mad, and then all of a sudden I broke my toe, and I'm never going to kick anything ever again. It depends on who you are, how you carry the energy, how receptive you are to the energy around you, on how it's going to manifest in your life. So use a little bit of imagination and just come on, come for the ride. I have the Hermit. Wow, these major arcana. Okay, so as far as earth-shattering and life-changing, here it is, Aries. Silver spoon. Bow and a ribbon, huh? Oh, wow. And we split the deck. Okay, no more. Yeah, no more. No more. All right, so we're going with the Hermit right here, and it's time to take a deeper look. And I'm going to throw this in right now. Don't quit just yet. You know, if it was beyond your control, I mean, I get it with the Tower here. It just seems your current energies have the Tower here. An acceptance, an understanding, a liquidation, so to say, of a mass commitment, and a lot of time. I see that they didn't teach us this. Nobody even presented the issue. It's like, you know why, though? What I'm getting right off the jump is they never presented it because it is a drop in the bucket. Why is it affecting you so hard, Aries? Time to expand, time to flex like a rubber band, time to, get nitty gritty, or whatever the case may call for. And in here, I'm just trying to help you kind of lean into it, you know, lean in, lean in, lean in. All right. So what else do I have for my Aries people, please? I see a need to, an overwhelming need to control. Not being prepared. No, no. There's another card of ending. Okay, so this too shall pass. That's also what I'm getting with this Hierophant in reverse and the Emperor. Let the shock of the Tower wear away, first of all. Okay, really sit with the energy of this Hierophant. Nobody warned me. Nobody told me. That wasn't even in the fine print. I know because I read everything. Look at this Ten of Pentacles right here. I spent so much time on this. I know that nobody said anything about this. And that overlying need to control, or not the shame, the embarrassment of not being prepared. You're gonna quit lying to yourself, right? I feel, oh look, it wants to come out. Okay, the World. Okay, I'm feeling a complete cycle rests within your ability to shrink this like a hemorrhoid. That I'm getting this too shall pass, and yes, I'm getting the Tower, I'm getting the Ten of Swords, I'm getting the completed cycle, I'm getting that, but I'm also calling for energies surrounding that Queen of Cups in reverse, that emotional instability, that thing that has you in a emotional uproar right now. Because Justice is here and the Tower is here, there's something you did have to come to terms with, and this looks like it. But more so, that internal thing, that blockage that we can clear. You understand? That one of the need to control everything about a situation, right? I'm going to look a little bit deeper. This Seven of Swords in reverse is a feeling to me of making something right. I thought I was getting away scot-free. And then come to find out, you know, it even leads me to believe that I thought this was all mine. Come to find out, there's somebody else's name engraved on the blade. So that could be an aspect too. You could be harboring or holding something from somebody else, right? A character flaw or a character defect that stopped somebody from winning the race just because there wasn't ice in their water when they passed the water boy. You understand? Something, are you really going to let something this small stand in your way? And that's my resounding energy, feeling, grasp. Or are you going to sit there and worry about things that you can't control? You did invest a lot of time. You did invest a lot of energy. This was something that you really, really wanted to do and accomplish, and you had really high hopes and expectations. But I guarantee you this, Aries, there is not one thing that we pass that doesn't have that opportunistic desire to shove something in there that a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, right? And it's not necessarily, but there are other stages to being a nurse. That is, the nurse's aide is you. Like, basically, this is where you start out. Now, once you master it or come to terms with it or accept it, you move on to a different level. That is not where you stay forever, you know. So there, I have this feeling that if you do find it within yourself to go ahead and stop giving power to this Emperor in reverse and the unknown factors of this one little thing that is crashing your whole world right now, and be done with that attitude, be done with that perspective, right? I'm tired of cleaning up bedpans. I only cleaned up one. Come to find out, the only bedpan I needed to clean up was mine, right? And this is only for a few of you. I don't speak to a large amount of people. I speak to masochists, I guess. If you really want to put yourself out there, if you really want to do the work, if you really want to seize the day and the opportunity, I see a desire to worry about things that are actually relatively minute in the grand scheme of things. Now, I don't necessarily know what you could be dealing with. It could be, I've invested so much time, I've invested so much energy, I dated this person online from across the globe for going on 2 years now, and we were finally going to come together. And I don't know what your hitch would be. He's dating his sister, he has a third arm growing out the back of his head, he's trans. I don't know what your hitch would be, but there's something that is so very detrimental to you in the grand scheme of things that nobody told me about. Does that dissolve the 2 years? Or can you learn to continue to love them now that this truth has come out? This is what I'm asking. You know? Something really, really good to think about and to involve yourself in. Okay, let's get some advice. I want some advice from my Aries people, please. Because we've heard enough of my advice. You know, I'm very opinionated. I will definitely tell you. Some advice for my Aries people, please. Can I have some advice for my Aries people, please? Now, understand that I am really, really big on free will. I do believe that you should race that course as many times as necessary to get good before you move up to any next level. I'm not trying to every kid, no kid gets left behind. I ain't about that at all. Summon your inner strength. Summon your inner strength. Taking the good with the bad, understanding both sides, and then having both of them work together in unison. You know, one hand washes the other, and if you are a nurse changing bedpans, like my analogy for this reading was, so let's see, what else do we have for advice for my Aries people, please? What else do I have for advice for my Aries people, please? Is there? All right. Okay, it wanted to come out in reverse, but I went ahead and flipped it because I felt that the message conveyed more clearly if I was waiting. I am... Let's see, one more. Can I have one more? Because I need to know inner strength, seizing my inner strength, one hand washing the other. I often tell people that if you're focused on the negativity or the negative aspects of it, it's really, really hard to see the positive attributes. If I'm focused on the ending, I can't see that it's a new beginning. I can't focus on the fact that it's a new beginning. If I'm focused on these bedpans, right, then what's to say it's not super balanced? Everything in life is kind of balanced, should be in balance, and we should try to keep it in balance as much as humanly possible. But what if it's balanced? This is a moving away from. Seize your inner strength. It's a waiting game. Wait this out. And then move on from it. Move past it, move through it. I get the Two of Swords in the reverse right here. The decision has already been made, actually, when you invested all that time, energy, and devotion into it. How well do you receive the good with the bad? How well do you summon your inner strength in times where not everything works out exactly as you would have it work out? This too shall pass, and I get it again. This too shall pass, right? I get a moving away from this overly negative thing, right? This thing, if it's a relationship, this thing that they use to survive, right? This character defect or flaw or whatever that they leaned on, that they personified as themselves, more than likely. With your influence, doesn't that kind of fade away if you had lived a life where you had never depended on that thing? That same thing? You understand? If it is a job with the bedpans, like I said, that is just entry level, right? As you move up and gain seniority, after I changed bedpans for a year, and then all of a sudden there's a whole new group of interns that come in, and then that literally is their job. I've moved up, and I've moved away from that detrimental, disturbing part of my job that I invested so much in. All right. So Aries, that's pretty much all I have for you. You're going to go ahead and take that as it resonates. You're going to pick apart all the little pieces of information and advice that I have given you today, and you're going to do something fantastic with it. And if you don't, I will see you again next week. And until next time, thanks for stopping at Eyes to See Tarot.